Hello everyone. Well, you saw the title, saw the thumbnail. I'm sure you know, but just clicking on it, what I'm getting into when I start making something like this. I did the same thing for Naruto a little while ago, and since that video was incredibly well received, I thought people might enjoy the same type of video, but this time on Boruto instead. But then at the same time I thought, I don't really know about that though, because this does come from the same person I was talking about in the last video. His name is Tobito, and I don't want Tobito here to think I'm like picking on him in any way, because that's not what I'm doing. It's just he has the thing already listed out for me to respond to. So, I think it's just better and easier for me if I can do it this way than like, some other way. If the video's good enough, if there's enough interesting stuff in here, I'll post it anyway. And obviously if you're seeing it, you know that was the case. And if that is the case, you should like and subscribe, because I do stuff like this a lot anyway. But yeah, so this video has a lot better of a title than the last video did. The last video were titled like biggest plot holes in Naruto or something like that. This title right here, but scratch off Boruto, put Naruto here, would have fit those videos a lot better, because a lot of the things in the other video, like I explained, just weren't plot holes. They were just like examples of bad writing, things like that. But here, plot hole / stupid moments in Boruto is a fitting title, because I don't think that there might not be any plot holes in Boruto. I'm not really sure. I did reread the manga recently. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there are a lot of these stupid moments, at least in my opinion. But I guess we can get right into it and see what he's got going on. Okay, I'll wait for the first 3 to pop up. Yeah. So, why is even simple regeneration not available to Momo or Ishiki? I'm guessing this is stupid because like Madara and Kaguya had it. The reason I don't think this is stupid is probably because like different god trees and different Jubis like offer different properties when it comes to their genetic updates. So if we talk about like when Kaguya eats her fruit, she gains like sort of immortality via regeneration. Madara gets the sort of same thing when he absorbs the god tree and the Jubi. But Momoshiki doesn't have this, Kinshiki didn't have it, and Ishiki doesn't have it either. So it's even though we know that these people have all eaten god trees at some point in time, so it's probably just that whatever fruit he ate, they just didn't offer those regeneration aspect, or that regeneration aspect. Naruto is almost on the same level as a clone of Jiraiya. No, he's not. Naruto is way stronger than Kashi and Koji. Kashi and Koji sucks. I don't even know where this comes from. Like, Koji runs into Kakashi, and he considers running into Kakashi like a great risk to his plan. Like, Koji's nowhere near Naruto's level. I mean, it's very clear, like, Koji fights a weakened Jigen in his base form, and he's, like, not doing well against him. And then Ishiki comes out, and it's very clear he's not taking Koji seriously, and he still, like, kicks his ass completely. Koji's also way stronger than Jiraiya. Like, Koji can use perfect Sage mode, and everything. So it's like, I don't even think this is stupid, but I don't even think this part is true. But we can move on. Momoshiki is able to put his karma on Boruto despite being dead. So this is weird in the anime. It's not really weird in the manga. In the manga, it's sort of like Momoshiki didn't die and then he put his karma on Boruto. But in the anime, they do make it seem like he's dead when he puts it on. There's actually a Borokara, which if you don't know what the Borokara is, essentially like split pages of a semi data book for Boruto that's put at the end of the volumes that Viz prints, and in the original Japanese release. But in the Borokara, they do say that Momoshiki planted the karma before he died, and they show like when he actually does it. So yeah, this is weird, and I will like give it to him. This is probably like a stupid moment in the anime because it's not explained as well. And it doesn't look the same either. Breaking the old cannons. Why did Neji use 64 punches if he could just hit Tenketsu like Himawari? I don't know what implies Neji can do what she did, right? I mean, it's very clear she's just a prodigy. Like, this Tenketsu strike right here is insane. It's actually like one of the craziest feats ever. She hits Naruto's Tenketsu better than Neji, Momoshiki, all of that. Because Himawari hits Naruto's stomach and it hits Kurama as well. It did not work that way with Momoshiki, because Momoshiki hit Naruto multiple times in his Tenketsu points, and Naruto's still able to use Kurama Chakra mode. He doesn't get knocked out, all that blah blah blah. Neji, same thing. Neji hits Naruto multiple times in his Tenketsu points. Naruto literally gets up, and that's when he's a kid, before he can even use all the Nine Tails power. Himawari, one time he's out. For like the whole day, he missed his Hokage inauguration. It's insane. She's clearly just like a super prodigy. Neji just can't do something like this. I don't think this is stupid at all. I do think it would be better if we saw more of Himawari though. So I will say that. Why they have whiskers? Neither Boruto nor Himawari house any fox spirits in their body. I think it's pretty clear that they are Naruto's, daughter and son. He houses the Nine Tails, so they have whiskers on their body. Just like when Naruto's mom housed it, Naruto got whiskers on his body. This isn't stupid at all. In fact, this is actually pretty cool. Why does Kakashi look younger in Boruto? I mean, I guess that's fairly subjective. He can look, I guess, younger to Tobito here. I think Kakashi looks older. They do add in like the little creases to his eyes. He doesn't have these before. I think that's very telling in these little bags. But yeah, I think that's very telling of someone looking older, at least in my opinion. But if Tobito thinks he looks younger, that's perfectly fine. Who is in prison then? Oh, Orochimaru, who kills so many people, eventually received a full pardon. So this is kind of stupid, but it's also like consistent with Naruto's character, because Orochimaru did help out a lot in the war. Like, he helped out a lot. If Orochimaru didn't come back, Sasuke would have still been evil because he had no idea to use Edo Tensei. He was still planning to destroy the village, all that. If Orochimaru didn't get the Hokage to talk to Sasuke, it would have been over, essentially. Maybe not the whole story, but it would have been extremely more difficult for Naruto if this didn't happen. And then also, the four Hokage obviously helped in the war greatly. So I don't think anyone's contesting that though. Placing Kabuto in charge of children seems extremely risky. Kabuto is like an entirely new person. Kabuto had to go through like multiple loops of infinity to change his personality. He's not the same. Like, I don't think this is stupid at all. This also doesn't happen in Boruto. This happens in I'm pretty sure it's at the end of the Naruto manga, and it's also in the Shin manga, and that's part of, or I guess you could say that is part of the Boruto anime, but the Shin manga is actually like a Naruto manga. It's part of the extra chapters that Kishimoto wrote. It's an extra 10 chapters added on to the original 700. But yeah, I don't think that's risky. Kage Chojuro can be defeated by a bunch of Genin. That must be something in the anime. If this did happen, I'm expecting it to be extremely context heavy. Because if Chojuro does get beaten by a bunch of Genin, that's stupid. That is just dumb. Let's see. Why can't Ishiki ever hit the Jonins? Huh? Konohamaru says he knocked them all out in one attack. I don't I don't know why these pillars are there, but Konohamaru literally says he did all of this in one attack. It says a lot about society. Naruto's lava style Rasen Shuriken weaker than first wind style Rasen Shuriken. I'm guessing this is because it doesn't create as large of an explosion, but Naruto's holding back his ninjutsu on Delta. I don't think Naruto's holding back his taijutsu on Delta. In fact, he like outright says he's going all out when it comes to taijutsu on Delta. But his ninjutsu is just very clearly being held back. Like, do you remember when the lava Rasen Shuriken cut down the whole god tree? It's very clearly just he's not going all out in terms of his ninjutsu. So Kaguya was sealed. So where was Jigen and what was he doing for the last 1,000 years? This is stupid. I'm gonna agree 100% here. Why do we not get, like in the Boruto manga, and I expected the anime to do this, why do we not get an episode telling us about like all about Kara and where Jigen was, where, you know, how Amato met him? Why didn't we get like 1 to 2 episodes about that? Even if we were like in the manga to get like just a chapter about it, that would have been perfectly fine with me, but we get nothing. We're just expected to believe Ishiki or Jigen just sat on his hands for 1,000 years because Amato's human. Amato hasn't been alive 1,000 years. He sat on his hands for 1,000 years and did nothing. He didn't get any chakra fruits because Jigen doesn't have any Otsutsuki features. He just sat there. It's so weird. So weird. Like, if they were gonna do that, they didn't even have to tie him to Kaguya. They could have just had him enter like they did Momoshiki. Well, I mean, they tied Momoshiki to Kaguya as well, but Momoshiki, they had a reason. Like, oh yeah, they left Kaguya here and then they left. That's it. They left to do other things. And we see Momoshiki, you know, he's harvesting god trees, things like that. Ishiki did nothing. At least according to our knowledge. Reminds me of Rey Skywalker. If Amato is such a genius, then where was he during the Shinobi War? Helping Jigen. You can even imply like maybe Amato was there, because Amato knows what the Jubi looks like. He tells Naruto and Sasuke that the Jubi they fought doesn't look like the one Ishiki has. So I don't know. Maybe Amato was lurking with some binoculars or some shit. I don't know. If Ishiki is higher rank, why did Momoshiki refer to Earth as Kaguya's world? This might just be a plot hole, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, because this just does seem extremely weird. Ishiki is the higher ranking Otsutsuki, yet they constantly, when Momoshiki and everyone's talking, like Kinshiki, Uroshiki, they constantly refer to Earth as Kaguya's planet, like it was Kaguya's job to do things. And then he's like, oh, they beat Kaguya, they saved me the trouble of punishing Kaguya myself. Nowhere is Ishiki mentioned in that. Now, it may be something like, oh, well, maybe they didn't know Ishiki went to Earth with Kaguya, but that's literally how we're told the Otsutsuki operate. And it would just be so weird if that was the case. And it's actually just never even stated or implied anywhere that would be the case. So I'm taking this as both, well, it's not a stupid moment because when it happened, it wasn't stupid, but this is probably a plot hole. I'm not gonna lie, probably is. So there's one for Boruto. I said I couldn't think of any earlier. There's one. Nerf Sasuke. In Naruto, Sasuke could use Amato Chikara 7 times without any problems. Okay. The Sasuke uses more ninjutsu than just that. I'm pretty sure this here might be from that time travel arc, which I haven't seen all of, but yeah, so Sasuke he uses more jutsu than that now. He can probably still use Amano Chikara itself 7 times easily, but yeah, he can't. He's fighting much stronger people. He also doesn't use it as much anymore. Because now we see Sasuke, at least in the anime anyway, he uses lightning style body flicker a lot. It's like when you see Sasuke moving and there's electricity all around him, that's lightning style body flicker. So he just doesn't use them on Hijikara anymore that much. I don't know why. I don't think this is it stupid? No, I don't think it's really stupid. Naruto still sensor type. Naruto is surprised by the appearance of scientists. Naruto is in base form and these scientists have no chakra. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Useless modes. How Sasuke is equal and sometimes better Naruto in speed. What is the useless mode? Sasuke, I'm pretty sure Sasuke only like outspeeds Naruto once, and that's in the Boruto movie. Which, I mean, it's not stupid there because there's nothing to imply Naruto is stronger than Sasuke in that movie. In fact, Sasuke in the movie just consistently does better than Momoshiki, or does better against Momoshiki than Naruto does. I don't understand the title useless modes though. I don't even think this is stupid or a plot hole or anything. Like Momoshiki, Ishiki has been looking for a vessel for a very long time, but Momoshiki, I mean, yeah. I don't know what to call this. It's just Momoshiki stumbled upon Boruto. His Byakugan can see fate. So he took a chance. Karma vessel was applied. That's it. Nothing wrong with this. Ishiki not Otsutsuki. Ishiki can't determine if Jonins are dead, but even Momoshiki can do that. What? This must be something else in the anime, but he is an Otsutsuki. I don't even know why this would be questioned. Maybe he's talking about the Konohamaru scene? I don't know. Ishiki couldn't avoid being moved to another dimension. Karma portal is just fast, bro. Like, it's very clear, not only is Boruto extremely mental amped in this moment, Ishiki's caught off guard by it. Like, he thinks Boruto is Sasuke's sword, he's trying to shrink him, he can't. And then Boruto runs up on him, he's like, what could you possibly do? Then Boruto uses Karma and the Karma portal at the same time to teleport Ishiki away. Boruto at the end of the Ishiki fight can't even do this on his own. So it's very clear he's like mentally amped whenever this happens. And we also see Ishiki just beat Boruto up later. Ishiki fell for the trick with the Kawaki clone, even though Neji would have distinguished. Neji can't distinguish between clones. He literally says that about like Naruto. He says he can't do it. I don't. Ishiki didn't even have his Byakugan on when this happened, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Kawaki plot armor. Kawaki made a clone with one hand, but he only recently began to study techniques. I mean, I don't think plot armor is like a bad thing. I guess that's to each his own, but Naruto uses clones with one hand in the novel. Like, it can be done. He just weaves the sign differently with one hand. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Describe if you know any other plot holes about Boruto, write about them. I can't think of any. I don't plan to make any more of these, so I'm not. If he makes a follow-up video, I'll probably just leave a comment. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna get out of here. If you like the video, obviously, you know, like it, subscribe, helps a lot. And then I just have a nice day. I have nothing else to say.